In this video, we will learn mail access protocols POP3, IMAP, and HTTP. So let us start. In the recent videos, we discussed how an email is sent from one user to another. An email starts from Rev, who uses an email application or a web browser to send an email. When Rev clicks on Send, the email is first delivered to Rev's mail server. From there, it is forwarded to Uday's mail server. Finally, when Uday wants to check his inbox, he opens an email application or a web browser and accesses his email account to read new messages. The transfer of email from Rev's computer to Rev's mail server is done using SMTP. The transfer from Rev's mail server to Uday's mail server is also done using SMTP. But how email is transferred from Uday's mail server to Uday's computer? Please note that Uday's email application cannot use SMTP to fetch emails from his mail server. Why? Because SMTP is a push protocol. It is used to send emails from one system to another by pushing the message forward. However, to retrieve emails from a mail server, we need a pull protocol. The commonly used protocols for pulling email messages from mail servers are POP3, IMAP, and HTTP. Let us start by discussing POP3, which stands for Post Office Protocol version 3. When Uday opens his email application on his computer, the application automatically triggers a send or receive operation. This operation establishes a TCP connection with the mail server on port 110. Once this TCP connection is established, the POP3 protocol proceeds through three phases: authorization, transaction, and update. The first phase is authorization phase. In this phase, the email application sends the username and password to the mail server in order to authenticate the user. If the authentication is successful, the server responds with +OK message, indicating that the previous command was executed successfully. However, if there is any problem with the command or authentication fails, the server responds with -ERR, which indicates that the previous command sent to the server had some issue. Once the authentication is completed, POP3 enters the transaction phase. In this phase, the email application using POP3 can be configured to work in one of the following two modes: download and delete, download and keep. Let us first understand download and delete mode. In this mode, the email application, also known as user agent, issues four main commands: list, retrieve, delete, and quit. First, the email application sends the list command to the mail server to provide a list of all stored messages along with their sizes. For example, suppose there are two emails in Uday's inbox. In that case, the mail server will return the detail for two emails. After that, the email application sends the retrieve command to retrieve the email message from the mail server. Once the email has been successfully retrieved, the email application sends the delete command. This command marks the retrieved emails for deletion on the mail server. Finally, the email application sends the quit command. This command initiates the third phase of POP3, which is called the update phase. During the update phase, the mail server permanently deletes all the emails that are marked for deletion. In this case, the mail server removes the two messages that were present in Uday's mailbox on the mail server. After this process is completed, the POP3 session ends. However, there is one major problem with download and delete mode. Suppose Uday uses three different computers to check his emails. If he uses his office computer to retrieve the latest email, the message will be downloaded in his office computer and deleted from the mail server. This means that if Uday later tries to access his email from his personal computer at home, he will not be able to find that email because it was already deleted from the mail server. In the second mode, which is called download and keep, the email messages stored on the mail server are not deleted after retrieval. This means that even after Uday downloads the email using one computer, the message still remains on the mail server. As a result, Uday can access the same email from other devices as well. With POP3, once Uday has downloaded the email messages, they are stored on his local machine. After downloading them, Uday can create folders on his local machine and move the messages into those folders. Later, he can search for the messages within the folders he created on his local machine. However, this approach may not be suitable for a nomadic user, a user who frequently accesses email from different computers or from different locations. Such users prefer to maintain their folders on a remote server so that the same folder structure and emails can be accessed from any device and any location. Unfortunately, POP3 does not provide a way to create or manage folders on the remote mail server. To overcome this limitation, another protocol called IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, was introduced. In IMAP, each email message is associated with a folder on the mail server. For example, when a new message arrives at the server, it is automatically placed in the recipient's inbox folder. The recipient, Uday in our example, can then move the message to other folders that he creates on the mail server. So, the IMAP protocol allows users to create folders and move messages from one folder to another on the remote mail server. Another important feature of IMAP is that it allows users to download only a part of an email message. For example, an email application download only the message header instead of the entire email. This feature is very useful when there is a slow internet connection between the computer and the mail server. The third mail access protocol is HTTP. HTTP is used in web-based email services, where emails are sent or received through a web browser. A common example of a web-based email service is Gmail. In web-based email systems, the user agent or email application is the web browser itself, for example, Google Chrome. Suppose Uday wants to access his email using a web browser. In that case, his mail server sends the emails to his web browser using HTTP instead of using POP3 or IMAP. Similarly, if Rev wants to send an email using a web browser, the email is sent from the web browser to Rev's mail server using HTTP instead of SMTP. However, once the email reaches Rev's mail server, the process of forwarding the email from Rev's mail server to Uday's mail server is still carried out using SMTP. So, in this video, we learned how a user retrieves emails from a mail server. We discussed the POP3 protocol, its three phases, and the two modes it supports. We also understood the limitation of POP3 and how IMAP overcomes them by allowing users to manage emails and folders directly on the mail server. Finally, we looked at HTTP, which is used in web-based email services such as Gmail. Now, I recommend watching the full email series to gain a clearer and more complete understanding of the email network application. Additionally, I suggest HTTP videos to understand the HTTP protocol in detail. If you have learned something from this video, then please like this video. Share this video so that more people can learn. Thanks for watching.